everyone. It's the same day, but I'm making, is the day I made the pumpkin muffins. But I'm also making a lovely loaf that my husband really likes. It's chocolate chip banana loaf, and it's got to be one of the quickest, easiest recipes ever. So I thought I might just bring you along with me while I make that as well. See you in a minute. I'm using this is an old tin, but it's quite a good size one. And I'm just lined it with some parchment paper, just so it won't stick. Now for this recipe you need 1 cup of mashed banana. So I'm just going to use these two fairly good sized ones, and just mash it up. Oh, and I just wanted to tell you that I've had some good news. My 7th little grandchild has been born as a little girl to my oldest son and his wife, and her name is Freya, and she's just absolutely gorgeous. She weighs just over 6.5 pounds, and she was just born yesterday, so we're going to go up and see her in a couple of weeks. That was very exciting. I just wanted to share that. Alrighty, so let's just get these bananas mashed. This is an excellent recipe to use for when your bananas just start to get a little bit spotty. We actually have a lot of smoothies in the morning for breakfast and everything, so we get through our spotty bananas quite quickly anyway. But I needed to do a little bit of baking, so I thought, oh, I'll just make a banana loaf again, since it's always quite popular. Now this one is probably the opposite of the other recipe I did, because this one has oil and it has regular sugar. But he's a bit more of a sweet tooth than what I am. Okie dokie. So we'll just smash those up. Isn't it wonderful that, well, we don't actually have a TV, so I don't get to see the news of necessarily all the world, but I did see that also in America. I think you're coming to the tail end of the COVID pandemic in your country. So that is just wonderful, and a lot more people seem to be returning to work. So I did briefly talk a little bit about that we're in level 1 now here in New Zealand, which means pretty much life has returned to normal. People are able to gather in groups of, it doesn't have a restriction anymore. So that's just wonderful. And businesses are all open again, and everything's just up and running. Okay, so we've got our mashed banana. Alright, so now to that, now to our little glass measuring cup, I'm going to put in 1/3 cup of oil. Now I'm just using an extra light olive oil, so you just use whatever oil that you like to use in your baking. So we're just going to have 1/3 cup of that. And then we need 1/4 cup of milk. So I might just pour that in. I had some powdered milk which I had bought just prior to the lockdown, just in case there were shortages, and there was, so I'm very glad that I did that. And that was just the last of it, so that's why it's in that funny looking jar. Alright, so just mix all that together, and then we need to put in 2 eggs. So I'll just crack 2 eggs into it and then whisk them up while they're in there. So there we go. 1, 2. And just whisk all that up. Look how easy this is. 2 large mashed bananas, 1/3 of a cup of light oil, 1/4 of a cup of milk, 2 eggs, beat it all in, and then we need just a little wee bit of salt, 1 cup of sugar. I think actually I didn't use a whole cup of sugar last time. I used only 3/4 of a cup, so I'm just going to do that again. Just pop it in there and just mix that up as well. This is one of those great sort of recipes that if it's like you haven't got much time, you need to take a plate or something to a church function or some sort of, I don't know, a luncheon or something, and you haven't got many ingredients on hand, you could actually, I think you could use other things instead of bananas. You could use maybe even pumpkin. I thought about converting this recipe or adapting this recipe to use some mashed pumpkin instead of the bananas and some spices, so I might actually try that next time. Alrighty, so what else do we need? We need the chocolate chips, but I'm just going to add those at the end. And we need some baking powder and 2 cups of flour. So I'll just get my plain flour. Oh. So once I add the flour, that's probably the time when I'm not quite as rough, because you don't want it to be tough. So I'll just use my clean finger, and this is a 1/2 cup, so I'm just going to do 4 of these. So that's 1 cup. We had flour shortages in our country there for a while because the flour mill, big flour factory, had blown up. Had some sort of explosion up in the North Island. So I had stocked up just a little bit just before the lockdown, because I thought, oh goodness, this is one of those times when things could go crazy. And I think I only bought about 3 bags, not huge bags, of kind of each different sort of flour that I use regularly. Yeah, and that was all before this explosion thing happened. Yeah, and there for a while there, you couldn't get any flour, and you couldn't get yeast. There was just shortages of everything. So thankfully, I still had. I'm going to put the chocolate chips in now too. So I think it actually calls for a whole bag, but I never use that much. Probably even only got, let's measure it, just over 1/2 cup. I think that's quite enough. Yeah, so thankfully I've got a grain grinder, and I usually, when I'm making my sourdough bread, I grind my own grain for that. And just because I've started to get a little bit gluten intolerant, I'm going to try making my sourdough with just spelt and grinding the whole grain, as well as I bought some unbleached white spelt flour. But then I'm also going to start making a gluten-free starter, which is very exciting. I bought an ebook and downloaded it from Off Lady on Instagram. Her name is Emily Claire Sims, and she is just a beautiful Instagram. I think she's a homeschooling mum, and I really love following her, and I like her posts. And she's gluten intolerant, and one day I think my daughter actually tagged me in it. She just talked about mentioned the ebook that she sells for how to make a gluten-free sourdough bread. Oh, and I just couldn't even believe it. Isn't it wonderful that just when you're in need of something, that God just seems to supply just what it is, or provide just what it is you're looking for. Here we go, it's messy Linda. So you can see this is quite a thick kind of mixture, of kind of plopping it and doing it all wrong. I'm just going to get that fork out. How much baking powder was it? Goodness, I'm having a terrible thought that I forgot to put the baking powder. I'm just going to test it with my finger. I can't remember. I should re-watch the video. I'm going to re-watch the video and check if I put it in. Just a minute. Okay, I just re-watched it and I saw that I did add the baking powder. That's good, isn't that great when you can just rewind yourself and look and see that you actually did do something, because then I would have gone and added it twice. So just scrape all of that out into your tin, and then it's just going into a 180 degree oven. I've got my fan going here in the kitchen just because we've got the fire going and it's quite hot, the heat. My kitchen is up a little bit, up 2 steps. It's a bit of a funny little kitchen, and the heat always rises and I get really hot in here. Alright, so let's just spread that out into the tin, and then we're going to pop it into the oven. I think it's for 50 minutes. Let me check that. It says 55 minutes. I don't think my oven takes as long, so I'll just pop it into the oven and I'll bring you back when it's all out again. See you soon. Okay, so the the banana chocolate chip loaf is out of the oven. It took 50 minutes at 180 degrees and it looks just beautiful, and it's really, really lovely. Because it's got oil and not butter, it doesn't dry out and just stays moist for quite a long time.